And a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to Grants Pass Nuggets American Legion Baseball tonight from Roseburg's Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium. We'll welcome you to games 3 and 4 of the 20-game Area 4 American Legion regular season schedule. The Nuggets off to a 2-0 league start, sweeping Doc Stewart's last night at home at the All Sports Park. It was a long day at the yard, or at the office as they say, but well worth it as Grants Pass banged out a sweep over Roseburg, winning Game 1. Final score ended up 18. Get the final on that. The final score in Game 1.
Final score in Game 1 was 15-8, and in the second one 9-5.
Thank you. In Game 1, Tyler Runn was 1 out away from a complete game victory. The Grants Pass High School graduate heading to Yakima Junior College. And then in Game 2, and Roseburg jumped out to an early start, took a 3-0 lead, but the Nuggets responded. And in Game 2, 3 Nuggets pitchers combined for the victory, aided by back-to-back solo home runs from Nate Morgan and Colton Fisher. And the Nuggets get the sweep and are out to a 2-0 lead. They become a 12-game winner, the first to win 12 in the league overall, now 12-2. And we'll check our website. But tonight from an overcast Roseburg. A year ago we were here. It was 98 degrees at first pitch time. They are starting the league games an hour earlier at most venues in the Area 4. So a 5 o'clock start here in Roseburg for this twin bill. But tonight, overcast and 8-mile-an-hour breeze coming out of the north. 80 degrees currently at first pitch time. Grants Pass 2-0 in league play, 12-4 overall. Eugene and Willamette Valley Titans are 2-2 in league. Eugene 10-6 overall as they get set to host the Eugene Papa's Pizza Invitational Tournament through Sunday at Swede Johnson Stadium. Willamette Valley at 2-2, 6-8 overall. Medford split with Klamath Falls last night. Klamath got blasted the first game 20-3 in 5 innings, but came back to win the next game by 1 run in 8 innings. So Medford is 1-1, Klamath 1-1, and Roseburg 0-2. The Doc Stewarts overall are 8-2 and are looking for, I think that's incorrect. I think they're 8-6 overall. We'll double check that. I know for a fact they've had more losses than that, but ended their 3-game win streak. Grants Pass has won 5 in a row, and we're ready for the Nuggets and Doc Stewarts tonight. Oregon State is playing in a must-win game in Omaha. Normally we'd have about 1,000 fans already here, but Roseburg is beaver country, safe to say, and so many folks probably won't join us here at the ballpark until the nightcap game. But glad you're with us tonight. Thanks for being with us on GP Nuggets TV, online at GrantsPassNuggets.com. Both teams being introduced on the respective base path. Roseburg coached by Scott Schaefer and his staff. Grants Pass coached by Mike Reese, assisted by Brian Diotti and Brian Beck. And also Kevin Olmstead joins the coaching staff for the Nuggets, was a former player for Grants Pass out of North Valley High School, I think in 2012, and he is on staff. Scott Schaefer's assisted by Tom Nilsson, Eric Savage, Rod Trask, and Jamie Bird. We'll come back, take our first break from MyCircleK.com. We'll bring you tonight's starting lineups to have the opening pitch right after this when we continue from beautiful Legion Field as you see it, Bill Gray Stadium. Take a look, it's symmetrical, 320 down the left and right field lines, 385 straightaway center. Not many balls will get out of here tonight in left and left center field because of the ongoing headwind coming from directly north. As our camera now, you look at it, facing directly to the north here in Roseburg. But a beautiful night for baseball. It's the Nuggets and Doc Stewarts. Stay tuned. We'll come back after this on GP Nuggets TV, online at GrantsPassNuggetsBaseball.com.
At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com.
the playing of our national anthem from Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium in Roseburg, Oregon. It's Area 4 AAA American Legion Summer Baseball. The Grants Pass Nuggets, their first 2 league road games after sweeping Doc Stewart's last night. Roseburg made it back home. Coach Schaefer told me about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're back out here at the park at 2 o'clock for batting practice. So it's kind of like minor league baseball. I mean, this becomes business now if you want to win a league title and take that honor and championship away from the Medford Mustangs, and that's the goal for the other 5 Area 4 teams. But Roseburg certainly will throw one of their best tonight, and Jay Stoffel. Grants Pass will counter with, in Game 1, Cade King, and Cade Kissel will get the ball to start Game 2. Beautiful night, as I mentioned, our Les Schwab Tires Road Report. Les Schwab Tires, pride in performance since 1952. When you come in, they come running. Still the home of the Sudden Service team. Les Schwab Tires brings you tonight's weather report and road trip report. 80 degrees in Roseburg. Overcast, 8-mile-an-hour wind out of the north as Doc Stewart's of Roseburg take the field for tonight's first of 2 games and the 3rd and 4th games of the 20-game Area 4 American Legion baseball schedule. It'll all culminate back here in the first week of August for the AAA State Baseball Championship Tournament. Just a week ago announced that the venue was moving from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls to Roseburg. And they did a great job in Klamath last year, that group, John Mick and everybody. But we're looking forward to Roseburg hosting. Our hats go off, and thanks right off the bat to the guys from the Roseburg Umpqua Lions Club. All volunteers, great guys. They run the concession stands here. Took care of yours truly and Josh Eldridge, my broadcast partner, feeding us before the game, keeping us in the shade, listening to the Beaver game. And our hats off to all those guys. Want to say hello to Rick and Jim and Jack and also John mainly, but there's a host of others, including Roseburg wrestlers from the high school team helping out, raising some money, running the concessions tonight. Take a look at right-hander Jay Stoffel as he goes through his warm-up tosses tonight here at Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium. The Nuggets again, coached by Mike Reese, assisted by Associate Head Coach Brian Diotti, and Brian Beck will try to get at least a split here and jump out to a 3-1 conference standings. They would like to go home 4-0 and then head to Reno Friday for that tournament through Monday, July 2nd in Reno and also Carson City, and then come back to meet the defending state champion Medford Mustangs at the All Sports Park on Thursday night, July 5th, and Saturday, July 7th, as Stoffel goes through his final warm-up tosses. Again, 320 down the left and right field lines, symmetrical ballpark, 385 to straightaway center, and looking forward to some great ball. Again, it'll be a late arriving crowd here in Roseburg. Normally, they've typically outdrawn everybody in Area 4 and in the state, but with the Beavers playing tonight, and this a Oregon State town, everybody at home watching the Beavers in that must-win Game 2 of the College World Series Championship Final. Without further ado, as Nick Bastendorf will make his way to the plate to lead it off for the Nuggets. To bring you the play-by-play, here's our broadcast partner on GP Nuggets TV, Josh Eldridge.
Thank you, Jam. Glad to be here in Roseburg with everyone. As we get set the starting lineups for the GP Nuggets, going to be Nick Bastendorf leading off. You see him right now. Then behind him will be Cade Kissel playing shortstop. After that, it will be Vinny Savolta in left field and Tyler Rundin center. Then Trey Frodge at third base. Nate Morgan is going to be DHing this afternoon. Then Josh Robbins behind the plate. Colton Fish will be at first base, then Bennett Rogers to round it out in the 9 spot playing right field. As you see it, Jay Stoffel on the mound for the Roseburg Docs.
Josh, we got an email too. I want to remind you, Frodge, Trey Frodge. So we'll make sure we get his name. Apologies to the family and next of kin. But we don't know Trey that well. Again, he's a Crater kid, part of that championship team this spring under Jake Campbell, winning the 5A title with Nick Bastendorf.
Get this one started. 2-1 the count to Bastendorf. Again, had a couple of good base hits in the games last night when Roseburg was in town in Grants Pass. That one chopped over to third base. Mandera bobbles the ball but makes the play. Throws on to first in time for the first out. We'll bring up Cade Kissel. Had a bit of a rough day yesterday. Went 0 for the whole day. Had about 0 for 7. Looking to get it back on track in the road games here.
Good to see that Nuggets dugout is up on the rail. Something Pat Casey, one of his 3 dugout rules is when we're up, meaning we're up at bat, we're all up. Nobody sits but the pitcher or catcher. That's huge. That's respect to your teammates and their at-bats. It's not about it's about team. Boy, Kissel, nice cut, huh?
Yeah, swing right through that one. Oh, to be right on it, the Nuggets had a great offensive day yesterday. They were on every pitcher that Roseburg threw at them, and now with it being Game 3 in an essential 4-game series, we're wondering what Roseburg has left in their pitching staff.
Well, Stoffel, he's pretty good. He's as good as Mandera. And strategically so, they have Stoffel as the number 3 guy in the lineup. And again, this is something new, back-to-back league doubleheaders. Good pitch.
1-2 the count to Cade Kissel.
We saw Stoffel throw at Grants Pass this year in spring ball against the Cavemen. In fact, it's Jace Stoffel, and I think I had said Jake at the time, and that was another email friendly reminder we got. But we love those emails because we want to get it right.
Down even now is Cade Kissel, number 2 hitter in the lineup, trying to get a rally started here in the top of the first. That one fouled off. We'll try again at 2-2, and again, Vinny Savolta will follow him in left field. Then Tyler Runn in the hole. Middle of this lineup was real dangerous yesterday, especially in the second game. Hitting a couple back-to-back home runs. Nate Morgan and Colton Fisher both taking Zach Mandera deep. Full count now to Cade Kissel. Now on ground ball again to Mandera. Thrown on to first for another easy out. Get the full defensive lineup for the Roseburg Docs. Behind the plate is going to be Leschner. Then over at third is going to be Zach Mandera. Then Cody Johnson at short. Jake Luther at second base. Jonathan Stone at first. In left field, it's going to be Doran Gillespie. In center field, it's going to be Garrett Russell. And then in right, it's going to be Jet Black. That one flied out to center. And Russell makes the easy catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on as we head to the bottom of the first inning. The Docs will get their first chance. Stay tuned. You're watching the Grants Pass Nuggets on gpnuggets.com.
Okay. Welcome back to Grants Pass Nuggets American Legion Baseball, GP Nuggets TV, online at grantspassnuggets.com. Today's game sponsored in part by Fields Ace Hardware Home Center and the Fields family. Your hometown hardware store is Fields, where you drive a little and save a lot. Open 7 days a week in Murphy. Right-hander Cade King goes through the warm-up tosses. You get a look at Cade on the bump here at Legion Field. Bill Gray Stadium, no score as we go to the bottom of the first. Opening game of this twin set, the third of 20 league games. And Grants Pass sweeping the Docs last night. Roseburg, looking to bounce back in a big way tonight on their home field. Again, 80 degrees, overcast, and about an 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing in from the north from left center field inward. Go to the bottom of the first as Cade King will go to work against Roseburg Doc Stewarts, coached by Scott Shaver. More play-by-play again. Here's Josh.
Garrett Russell going to be leading off for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Behind him is going to be left fielder Doran Gillespie. Batting third, Jonathan Stone at first base. Then behind him will be Luke Lucido, a designated hitter. Batting fifth is going to be Zach Mandera. Then sixth is Cody Johnson at shortstop. Behind the plate is Jake Leschner playing catcher. Hitting eighth is Jacob Luther at second base. And then finally Jet Black in right field hitting ninth. That one's hit out to Kissel. Throwing on to Fisher for the out. One pitch, one out to begin the bottom of the first inning. Good start from Cade King.
And Cade Kissel as well behind him defensively. Great play. There's Cade King on the bump, right-hander, class of 2019, Grants Pass High School. He'll have his share of walks. He'll have his share of wild pitches. May hit a batter or two, but has improved immensely and has learned a lot and is going to be a big, big part of this Nuggets team in their pursuit of taking the league title away from Medford.
He evens the count at one. Again, Dorian Gillespie up at bat playing left field. That one from King is high and in. Set the lineup for the Grants Pass Nuggets defensively. Gonna have Josh Robbins behind the plate. Over at third base is gonna be Trey Froge. That one grounded over to Cade Kissel. It is through into left field. Dorian Gillespie gonna get on with a base hit.
So Froge at third base for the Nuggets will take you around the infield. There's Kissel at shortstop. On the right side of the defense, Nick Bastador from Crater High School leading the Comets to a 5A title. Colton Fisher had a solo home run back-to-backer with Nate Morgan last night, defending at first base, holding the runner on. And in the outfield, Bennett Rogers in right field. See Bennett there. Tyler Rund is in center field. It's 385 straightaway center. And in left field is Vinny Zavolta. Where's Vinny? There he is. And as Josh mentioned, Josh Robbins receiving behind the plate for the Nuggets.
Jonathan Stone now there in the batter's box for the Docs, as Gillespie takes his lead off of first. Pretty generous lead. That one finds the zone from King. Gillespie, number 2 hitter, playing left field. You got to think he's got some speed over there at first base, maybe a threat to run. That one in the dirt. Good block by Robbins behind the plate. Infield at double play depth. Again, one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Still scoreless. That one swung on and missed by Jonathan Stone. Cade King got him to swing right through it. 2-2 the count now.
Jonathan Stone, you know, related to your former principal at Hidden Valley High School, Dave Stone.
Cade King checking his runner. Now here's the pitch, and Gillespie takes off on the breaking ball. Throw down to second is wild. So Gillespie gets in there safely on the stolen base.
I think bases are going to be a premium tonight, Josh. I don't think you're going to see as many runs scored tonight.
Full count now. Jonathan Stone a chance with a runner in scoring position. King comes set, checks his runner, and now here's a pitch. Chopped foul into the Roseburg dugout. We talked about it a little bit last night. You saying you don't think runners are going to come at a premium. Well, they really did last night. A lot of runs scored altogether, and now we talked about it. The pitching is going to be really what decides who wins and loses a lot of these games in the Area 4.
Well, let me rephrase that for you. I think runs will be a premium, bases will be. not, chopping runners down, not throwing through. We saw a couple balls come to the plate, should have went to second base. They gave up the back, 90 feet to the next base. Those are little things that when teams, you get toward playoff time, you need to shut those runners down. So see, with first and second, Fisher will play behind Stone at first. So that's for a double play opportunity.
It's now Luke Lucido designated hitting for Jay Stoffel. Cleanup man in the lineup, looking to do some damage with the runner in scoring position and still only one out in the bottom of the first. Pitch from King is low.
Great block by Robbins. Those are huge. Those are plays that we take for granted. And Josh has learned a lot, I think, under the tutelage of Mike Reese, who was a catcher in college ball and semi-professional ball as well. Instead of stabbing at it, he's knocking it down.
That one ground ball will end up foul. Lucido, the number 4 hitter in the lineup, and now on deck is going to be Zach Mandera, the third baseman. Okay, King comes set, checks his runners. That one a line drive into left field. That one's fair. It's going to score 1. And they're going to go ahead and hold Stone at third base.
And that's what I'm talking about there. It came into third, and then the runner goes into second. Maybe the throw could have went to second, whether it was by design or not. Quickly going to draw a trip to the mound from head coach Mike Reese to talk things over with Cade King. But again, so that's a little thing. Now, whether it was by design or not, the runner got into second, so you take away a double play ball now, right? Could have had first and third. Now you got second and third. You got nowhere for a force play, 1 out. And the Docs jump out to an early 1-0 lead on the Bi-Mart game of the night and the game of the week. Bi-Mart, get ready for your season for less. Home of cyber deals, Lucky Number Tuesday, and weekly coupon specials. Bi-Mart, get ready for your season for less.
So now with 2 runners in scoring position after the RBI double from Luke Lucido, in steps Zach Mandera, third baseman, looking to expand upon this 1-0 lead the Docs have found themselves with.
Well, you make a mistake to him, he can hurt you. He could put them up easily 4-0. Good comeback pitch by King. Down and in, got the called strike. Tries to take control of the inner third against Mandera.
He's going to need to come back and make sure not to bounce one because you can't guarantee Robin's going to block every single one of those either.
As you look at the foul ball territory, this would be a pitcher's ballpark. There's quite a bit of room off of third base to the fence, and the third base dugout down below is occupied by ROSEBURG, is 35 feet. So a pop-ups in this ballpark is in favor of a pitcher.
Pretty deep dead center too, 385. Is that right?
But into the wind. 8-mile-an-hour wind as we speak. Ooh. Got Mandera to go after a pitch above the letters. King, we've seen him. Again, his MO is he'll walk 4 or 5 guys. He'll hit 1 or 2. He'll have a wild pitch or 2. Generally, if he's in front of hitters, he does well. Nice block by Robbins. And a good pitch. That's the pitch you want. Did he go?
They're going to say he went around,
yep.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of head coach Scott Shaver. That's a huge out to get Mandera retired.
Definitely. Number 5 hitter, strike him out. Now you get Cody Johnson. Guy could still do some damage, though. Got a couple base knocks in the games last night.
Yeah, he hit the ball well, didn't he? Good pitch. If King can stay ahead, first pitch strikes, get ahead of hitters, keep the ball low and pound the zone, he'll be fine. Another great stop and block by Robbins. Last year, Cade, and I don't have those numbers, and I apologize, we will next week when we see Medford, but I think King had 6 or 7 starts, went 3-3 or 3-4.
Though he looks very confident out there on the mound, and I think that's something he needs to keep focused, even if he does, walk a couple guys here and there. Just the key to keep focus for a guy like him and keep control of the baseball is going to be really important moving forward. Now on ground ball, Colton Fisher fields it and is going to take it to the bag himself for the third and final out of the inning. Couple base hits, 1 run comes across for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts as we head to the top of the second inning. You're watching the GP Nuggets on Grants Pass Nuggets TV.
You're watching Grants Pass Nuggets baseball on GP Nuggets TV. Online, GrantsPassNuggets.com. Burger King of Southern Oregon proud to bring you tonight's broadcast. 60 years of our flame-grilled, freshly prepared tradition goes into every order from Burger King of Southern Oregon. From Ashland to Canyonville, Burger King and DeClerc Enterprises, proud sponsors of youth baseball, the Nuggets, and also Medford Mustangs. 1-0 Roseburg Doc Stewarts with the lead over Grants Pass. Right-hander Jay Stoffel against right-hander Cade King in the matchup in this opening game of the Twin Bill. The third and fourth games of the 20-game Area 4 League schedule. And not a bad crowd here for Game 1. Again, the Beavers are playing tonight. Roseburg fans are Beavers, so they're all watching at home. But I suspect by the second game, a cool night, we'll see a good crowd. But normally, they draw 1,000, 1,500 every game here. More play-by-play as we go to the second as Tyler Runn steps in. Here's Josh Eldridge.
Tyler Runn set to step in. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters as we get started. Tyler Runn is going to ground over to third base, and the throw on a stone to first is going to be in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jay Stoffel.
Grants Pass, Josh, will go to Reno on Friday after these back-to-backers, and that's another challenge. You're playing 4 games in virtually 28 hours. It's certainly a test of will of these young men to compete, and that's what they learn going on to college is, you're going to play a 50-game schedule. You got to be ready every day, get your rest, take care of your body. But Roseburg will have Corvallis for a home-and-home. That'll be a good matchup. Here's Froge. Spelled F-R-O-D-G-E from Crater High School.
That one slicing the bleachers, down 1-2 the count. Stoffel retiring the first 4 he's faced.
You know, it's not often people from Grants Pass or Medford will say they like anything about Roseburg. I mean, it's just been a history of great sports, Josh, going back to high school years, but I love coming to this ballpark. It is a stadium feel. Bathrooms are huge, accommodate both sides, and concessions. Got box seating, bench back seating, covered seating, open seating. It's really a great old-time ballpark. They hosted the World Series here. Did you know that? American Legion Baseball back in, I want to say 72, 74. Klamath Falls hosted it 1 year as well. Of course, now it's under a 10-year contract in Shelby, North Carolina.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I felt very welcome here as a guest coming from another city.
Yeah, they're the gentlemen, again, I speak highly of the Umpqua Lions group. These men do so much for this community. Volunteer work. They're a great group of guys. They spoof on each other, razz each other. They have a great time. Froch goes down, swing and a miss there. Hung on to. But again, they do. They offered us, as soon as we took 2 steps in the ballpark, a burger, beverage, whatever we needed. And also thanks to Coach Schaefer, our broadcast accommodations this year, where the sun is behind our camera. Last year, couldn't even see that first game. It was so bright.
Very nice, cool day today.
Oh.
The nice breeze.
You know, I don't care if you're 17 or 18. That third game in a back-to-backer, you're tired, you know. Late night. You know, we didn't get out of the ballpark till what? Almost midnight. Popped up.
Black is going to stay under it and make an easy catch for the third and final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching GP Nuggets TV live on gpnuggets.com.
Welcome back to GP Nuggets TV online at grandspasnuggets.com. We'll head to the home half of the second. Roseburg Doc Stewart's coming to bat with an early 1-0 lead. Opening game of this doubleheader from Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium. Your one-stop shop for all your construction, logging, and rigging needs and custom-made hydraulic lines and fittings is Oregon California Supply. OCS features Wright Brand and Irwin Tools. Oregon California Supply. They're located next to Wild River Pizza in Grants Pass and north of Vilas Road and Highway 62 in Medford. Oregon California Supply.
Jake Leschner going to be leading it off here for Roseburg. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters behind him is going to be Jacob Luther and then Jet Black going to round out the bottom of the order. After that pitch, the count's going to be 2-1 to Jake Leschner. Three and one now. Cade King is going to have to really work to bring this one back. 3-1 the count. Don't want to walk the leadoff guy, especially when you're down by 1 run. That one's going to be a base hit into left field. Jake Leschner going to start out the second inning with the base knock. Now it's going to be second baseman Jacob Luther. Pinch runner going to come in for Leschner. It's going to be number 3. Let's get that for you. Drake Borshala.
Blake Bourgeois from Riddle. Sophomore will be a junior this year for the Riddle Irish. Roseburg with 10 players from Roseburg High School. He's the only from Riddle. 2 from Glide, 2 from Sutherland, and 2 out of Douglas. Speaking of Douglas, great to see Rod Trask, longtime baseball coach and involved in this Doc Stewart program. One of the leaders of Area 4, along with Les Duman, Jay Reeson, Grant Spass, and Rick Chapman, Dave Snyder, John Mick in Klamath Falls.
One and one the count now to Jacob Luther.
Now the sun comes out, doesn't it? Warms it up a little bit.
Just a tad.
It's getting breezy, kind of nippy there for a minute.
Luther lays down a bunt down the first base line. They're going to let it roll foul. That's a lucky roll.
So look at the base pass, the cutout here. Now some teams, you see where the white line is on the inside cut. So if that ball hits the lip, it's going to kick foul. So that's how Roseburg likes to have it on their home field. Other teams may put the line, as you see, closer to the bottom of our camera screen and keep it fair to make a play. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, I suppose.
That one gets loose from Robbins, and Bourgeois is going to be able to move up to second base.
So we mentioned King is usually good for 2 wild pitches every outing. There's one. But he puts a runner in scoring position to start the inning.
2-2 the count. Now here's the pitch. Now on a line drive into right field. That's going to score Bourgeois as he rounds third and heads for home. And now Luther heads for second, and they're going to hold him there. So an RBI double coming from Jacob Luther.
So the Docs go up 2-0, and again, so back up a step or two. Credit King for one thing, trying to throw breaking balls and not let them get tracked onto his fastball, trying to work bottom of the zone, but again, a wild pitch. Robbins can't save him from it. Puts the runner in scoring position. They fillet one down the right side and run across. Now, if he's at first, you're looking at first and second.
That one hit foul. Jet Black, the right fielder, a chance for an RBI here in the bottom of the second. No one out. And Jacob Luther on second base.
This Roseburg team very young. Coach Schaefer and I were talking last night. One graduate from a year ago, and I think, only 2 or 3 that graduated this year.
That one gets past the diving glove of Cade Kissel into shortstop. The play at third. And Luther's going to slide in safely. A base hit from Jet Black moves the runner over one.
Well, Roseburg's an aggressive team. You don't want to get a lot of traffic out on the bases, so King's going to have to really buckle up here, again, without an out. As we are in the bottom of the second inning from Roseburg, Oregon. Douglas County, you're watching Grants Pass Nuggets American Legion Baseball and Roseburg Doc Stewarts. Third game of a 20-game regular season schedule.
Come back around to the top of the order. Garrett Russell, center fielder, is going to get a shot here. He grounded out back in the first inning to start the game. That one misses high. Roseburg's put themselves in a pretty good spot here. Runners at first and third, still no one out. Chance to really extend this 2-0 lead they've built themselves. A deep fly ball could make it 3-0 very easily.
Well, they jumped out to a 3-zip lead last night in the opening game, only to see Grants Pass come back.
That one a chopper up the middle. Kissel's going to tap second and throw on to first for a double play, but a run does come across to score in the meantime. Makes it 3-0 Roseburg.
Tough ball for Kissel. That was not easily done. He had the runner coming, a legal slide, and Kissel had to leap up over him and then make the relay. U6-3 on the double play.
That one finds the zone again. Doran Gillespie going to be stepping in now. Now bases cleared, 2 outs. Cade King in a little bit of a more comfortable spot here to try to find the final out of this inning. King with that pitch misses low, 2-1 the count now.
You can hear the wind in our microphones. Again, 8 miles an hour, but it's a little stiffer now, about 10 coming in from left center field out of the north. Good pitch.
It's a nice warm breeze, about 80 degrees out here anyway, but it keeps it nice and bearable at least, not too hot. Foul tipped off the edge of the bat by Doran Gillespie. 2-2 with 2 outs, no runners on. 3-0 lead for the Roseburg Docs.
Got about 250 people in the ballpark, but again, normally we'd have 500 to 1,000. Good pitch, hard slider, fanned at and missed.
Three hits, 2 runs come across for the Docs in the bottom of the second. So now we're going to see Grants Pass try to answer back. You're watching the Grants Pass Nuggets on GP Nuggets TV.
For recycling, yard debris, and solid waste disposal, Southern Oregon Sanitation is your full-service transfer station. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 5 at 1381 Redwood Avenue in Grants Pass. Proud sponsors of Grants Pass Nuggets, Southern Oregon Sanitation. Josh Robbins, a leadoff line drive out into center field for the first out as we go to the top of the third in our Bi-Mart game of the week. Roseburg leading Grants Pass 3-0. For play-by-play in the third, once again, Josh Eldridge.
After the line out from Robbins, it's going to be Colton Fisher. He went deep in the ball game last night in the second one. Solo home run. That one from Stoffel is going to be line foul.
So it was Fisher that finished the opening game last night, got the final out in relief of Tyler Runn, who gets the victory. And then Fisher in the second game, it went Sebastian Bovin, Greater graduate of 2017, 9-game winner a year ago for the Nuggets, got his first start, went 2 innings, and then gave way to what, Nate Morgan, and then Colton Fisher again, I believe. When the sprinklers came on at 11 o'clock, it was a late night ball game.
That's what you began to talk about. The grind of the season starts to wear on you after you do that for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, and we're in June. It hasn't got the dog days of July yet. Minor league, we called it dog days of August, but in Legion Ball, it's July. Usually hotter, drier, and teams are really tired from a 50-game college schedule to 40-game Legion schedule.
Colton Fisher's going to go down swinging for the second out of the inning. That's Stoffel's second K thus far. And now it brings up Bennett Rogers, right fielder, hitting ninth.
Bennett's had some good at-bats this year early. He's a good hitter, good contact guy. Won't swing at bad pitches. He's pretty disciplined. And again, no guarantees you get in this lineup for Grants Pass. It's going to take all 15 guys to try to lead the way to unseat Medford from the state championship, let alone the league title.
From what I've seen thus far of Rogers, he's one of those guys, might not be one of the stars of the team, but definitely gets the job done when his number's called.
Yeah, no, he's a ball player. Take a look at the ballpark here at Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium.
That one ground ball gets past second baseman Jacob Luther in a second center field, sorry about that, for the first base hit in the Nuggets this afternoon.
So there you go, your number 9 guy starting it off, right? Bennett Rogers gets it going. You know, the best 9-hitter I think I've seen, and many fans may agree with me, was Oregon State's run to the 05-06 World Series in Omaha. Jacoby Ellsbury was the 9-hitter. A good 9-hitter leads the way for this guy coming up, Nick Bastendorf, top of the order.
First pitch to Bastendorf is low. He's 0 for 1 today, grounded out before, but hoping to get that bat started like it got yesterday. Had a couple of good RBIs.
Good ball player. Good kid, too. Leads by example. He's not your rah-rah type guy, but certainly plays the game well.
Leshner couldn't squeeze that one, so it's going to be called a ball, 2-0.
Older big brother Neil was with us last night. They called him Big Bass. Or last year, not last night, excuse me. But he was a good one to have on the mound and at first base.
Stoffel having a bit of trouble finding the zone here. 3-0 to Nick Bastendorf. And he's the leadoff hitter in this lineup. Behind him is going to be Cade Kistler and Vinny Savolta behind him.
There's your Dodger Stadium, Oregon. I was waiting for that.
There we go.
I love it. They've always had that here.
It does have a real stadium feel here.
It's a great place to play. We'll be back here. July 28th, I think it is, through August 1st. Can't wait.
3-0 pitch finds the zone high for Nick Bastendorf.
2 out. Associate head coach Brian Diotti letting Rogers know on the bases. 2 out. There's Coach Diotti at third. He was the coach of Troy Tulowitzki. There goes Rogers on the move. Stolen base. Coach Diotti, you'll see, we'll get that camera back on him there. There he is. Coach Troy Tulowitzki down at in San Jose at Valley High School. And the JC, Tulowitzki, was like, what, the number 5 pick back in 2006 by the Mariners. Signed one of the richest contracts in Major League Baseball, $225 million just 3 years ago. Here's Kissel. I'm sorry, not Kissel.
It's going to be Nick Bastendorf.
Bastendorf still there. Okay, I thought so. I was good.
He takes the high ball 4 for the walk, so now runners at first and second is now we finally get to Cade Kistler in the lineup.
So Kissel, we talked to him earlier tonight about a defensive play last night popped up. He thought Morgan had that play at third under the lights late in the ball game, but an out they should have got and it dropped. But I think offensively Cade's been a little hard on himself early. We've seen it in his body language coming to the dugout upset, but hey, there's a lot of at-bats for Cade Kissel. He led the Area 4 with 21 doubles last summer. Underneath that one, though.
Russell's going to get under it, and he's going to make the play for the third out of the inning. But the Nuggets break into the hit column finally off of Bennett Rogers' single. Still no one gets across as we're going to head to the bottom of the third inning. Stay tuned. You're watching the Grants Pass Nuggets on GP Nuggets TV on GrantsPassNuggets.com.
For chicken as good as Grandma's, your locally owned My Circle K, powered by Colvin Oil, has you covered with their crispy, crunchy chicken $5 combo meal, or get the 10 chicken tenders for $10. Your choice of a 2-piece bone-in or 2-piece chicken tender, which includes your choice of a side, a biscuit, and a soda for just $5. You'll find crispy, crunchy chicken at My Circle K in Grants Pass on Redwood Highway near the fairgrounds, and the new My Circle K store north end of town of Grants Pass, Northeast 6th and Morgan Lane. 3-0, Roseburg leads. To the bottom of the third we go, and Josh Eldridge.
Jonathan Stone going to be leading it off for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts here. So we're in the bottom of the third, still a 3-0 score as mentioned. Cade King still on the mound, and a 2-0 count. That one chopped ground ball. That one gets past Frozen into left field, and Jonathan Stone's going to wind up at second base. So he'll reach on the E5. Now Luke Lucido gets a chance. The runner in scoring position.
I thought that ball took that bounce. I thought Frode should have charged at it. Instead, he sat back, and then it got by him. I think that's a ball you go after. If it beats you, so be it, but you got to try to attack it.
That one gets by Robbins.
Well, in the dirt, there's the second wild pitch for Cade King. And again, that it's just been, I'm hoping maybe this year, his senior year, he'll shed all that, but it's just been his MO. That's kind of how it goes for Cade King in the 2 years I've got to see him play. Certainly with no intent on his part, but it's just been that way. Oh, that ball's hit hard.
That one's hit deep. It gets over the head of Zavolta and left. That's going to score Jonathan Stone for sure, and Lucido's going to wind up at second. That was a hard hit double off the fence out there in left field. Makes the Roseburg lead 4-0. Now Zach Mandera is going to get a shot. He's got a runner at second base. No outs.
Good breaking ball in for a first pitch strike by King. Thing about King, though, he's a warrior. He's not going to roll over on you. And he actually, as he lathers up, gets pretty tough. There he comes, fastball in after the breaking ball, so he's ahead of Mandera. And when King is ahead, he is one of the best pitchers around.
When he's able to locate, he can really do some good work. 0-2 pitch to Mandera. A breaking ball lined out into right field. It's going to get down. Lucido is going to be held up at third base. Mandera ends up at first. Still no outs. Now Cody Johnson gets a shot with runners at first and third. The Docs are really rallying now as that one's hit out into right center as well. That one gets past him in center. Run goes diving. Can't come up with it. That scores one. Mandera rounds third and heads for home. And Cody Johnson is going to stay put at third. A two-run triple really puts the Roseburg Docs ahead 6-0.
Again, jumping on the first pitch, not letting King get in control and get in a rhythm.
Jake Leschner now gets a chance here. He's got on bases last time, singled and scored a run. Now gets a shot if he get a single here, really extend this lead. And that one gets by Robbins. Johnson thought about it, but he's going to stay put at third. Cade King getting a little bit rattled out there, you think?
No. Credit Roseburg, they jumped on first pitch, but the infield is in to shut down another run. They need an out, and a wild pitch uncorked, and a run will come across. Right away, Nate Morgan and Dinkle will head to the bullpen for the Nuggets and get busy. Again, Grants Pass, you want to get that first game. Try to go 3-0 to start things in league play. But King, you know, as a manager, you're darned if you do, darned if you don't. You stay with him, because we've seen it, Josh, when they've stayed with him, he's come back to get a win. But he loses the number 7 hitter?
Yeah.
Normally, 7, 8, 9 guys are guys you can go after with fastballs and not worry about location. But when you start walking the 7 guy and you've got runs that come in, you know, what have they played it now? 3 in the inning? And it all started?
It all started with the error. The error from third base, Trey Froge, just started this rally, and we still have no outs in this inning. Now we're going to have a meeting at the mound.
Brian Beck goes to the mound for the Nuggets, you see. Brian, of course, a member of the 1988 Nuggets team, then known as the Mockford Broncos. They made it to the state final, losing to Salem. That 1988 team will be inducted into the Hall of Fame on the game with Medford, and I'll check the schedule on our website, but I think it's the 5th, and then the Nuggets go to Medford on the 7th. But Brian Beck in the Hall of Fame at Hidden Valley High School right there, played 7 years in the San Diego Padre organization. So he goes to the mound to talk it over with King, and we'll report back to Mike Reese as Nate Morgan will continue his warm-up tosses in the bullpen.
That one bounces. So Robbins behind the plate. Again, that's Jake Leschner over on first base. And then in the batter's box for Roseburg is going to be Jake Luther.
Almost hit him high and tight. 7-0. The scoreboard here shows 8. I think it's 8. Nope, 7, okay. Well, it seems like 8 or 10, doesn't it?
Well, that big RBI triple from Cody Johnson really shook the rest of us up. Now misses low from King.
Ooh, almost got him back at first, back pick.
3 balls, no strikes now to Jake Luther. Cade King in danger of walking back to back. And he does just that. Jake Luther will take first base on the walk. And that brings up Jet Black.
Head coach Mike Reese will get a shot of him out in front of the Nuggets dugout with hands on hip, looking down to his right to the right field bullpen. He's waiting, and he's going to come to the mound, and I think they're going to make the move right now. Yep. Let's see if he will make the move or not. Time called. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Roseburg Doc Stewart's leading Grants Pass in this opening game of the doubleheader from Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium. Roseburg from the get-go, 1 run in the first, and that's it. The Nuggets will make a change and a call to the bullpen. So Cade King, in his first league start, will exit with nobody out. 4 runs across in the inning, and will leave behind 7-0 Roseburg with the lead. We're going to step aside and grab ourselves a Polar Pop from My Circle K. You're watching Grants Pass Nuggets American Legion Baseball online at GrantsPassNuggets.com.
At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com. At My Circle K, we believe in keeping
Welcome back to GP Nuggets TV on GrantsPassNuggets.com. The score, as you see it on the bottom, there's Roseburg Docks lead the Nuggets 7-0. There's still no outs in the bottom of the third, but the pitching change is made. Nate Morgan is going to be taking the hill for the Nuggets. That one's going to be lined foul. Gate King, who exits after 2, is going to leave Morgan with the runner on first and second. Those are his responsibility. And at the plate is going to be Jet Black for the Roseburg Dock Stewarts. Lester took off for third, but will have to go back after the bunt goes foul. Nate Morgan pitched last night in the nightcap of the Twin Bill. He pitched the second and third inning. Those were pretty quiet innings for Roseburg, all in all, and we're going to see if he can work his way out of this one. Again, no outs in the bottom of the third, runners at first and second. 4 runs have come across in this inning alone. Cody Johnson with a big 2 RBI triple. Luke Lucido's got an RBI double in this inning as well. And they caught him between the bases. Got 1 and 2 to Jet Black. Here it is, that one, ground ball. Kissel with the field. He's going to toss it on to Bassendorf. On to first. He's going to get the double play. That is a much-needed 6-4-3 double play, and now the Nuggets are starting to see their way out of this inning. So now we're back to the top of the order. Garrett Russell. He's grounded out twice, once into a double play. Now with the runner at third and 2 outs, Nate Morgan is going to find his way out of this one. Nate Morgan from Grants Pass High School. He pitched really well for them in the regular season in that Southwest Conference. Did a lot of good work, just the Cavemen could not get him any runs, so he was hung with a few losses. But, oh, that one gets past Robbins at the wild pitch. They're going to let Leshner score. Or sorry, Luther score. So now, with no runners on, a 1-1 count. Nate Morgan's going to start from scratch here. Garrett Russell going to take that one. That one can't find the zone either. 3-1 the count. You do not want to lose this guy if you're Nate Morgan on the mound. And he does. That one gets past him as Garrett Russell will end up on first base with the walk. It's Nate Morgan's first walk surrendered. Go over Cade King's line score. Finished 2 innings of work. He gave up 7 hits. Gave up 8 runs. 7 of those earned, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 3 wild pitches. Now Dorian Gillespie will take ball 1 in the dirt. That one inside to Gillespie. That one really close to the zone, but count 2-0 regardless. Hey, Morgan checks his runner. Going to really need to get this guy here. Throw down to first, Colton Fisher. Not going to lay the tag. Garrett Russell gets back safely. 3 balls and no strikes. Nate Morgan going to really need to find his pitch here. Whatever he thinks he can get across, he needs to throw it right now. He misses with that one. Back-to-back walks. The Nuggets pitching staff having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone as that's 5 walks by combined 2 pitchers. Now Jonathan Stone, he started this inning actually. He started this rally, reached base on an error, and then came around to score on a Luke Lucido double. Runners on first and second. Nate Morgan going to check his runners, and now here's the pitch. That one lined. Foul. Third base coach going to have to get out of the way of that one. Oh, 0-2 the count to Jonathan Stone. Good come from behind hitter. We saw him do it earlier. So that one, fly ball into center field. Run is going back, and that one's going to bounce off the wall. That will score Russell, and it's going to score Gillespie. And a 2 RBI double coming from the bat of Jonathan Stone. That makes it 10-0 Roseburg. Luke Lucido going to get a shot here. He batted earlier this inning. Got an RBI double and came around to score. That one a line drive into left field as well. Zavolta going to field that one and keep Stone at third. He could think about going, but he's not going to. But in the throwing error, Luke Lucido is going to come around to second base. So mark that one a single and an E7. Second and third, 2 outs. That brings up Zach Mandera. Earlier this inning, he reached base on a single and came around to score. Nate Morgan, to his credit, doing a good job of at least trying to get ahead of these hitters, but they're just not biting. They're being very, very patient late in the count and finding their pitch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one finds the zone 1-2. Nate Morgan really needs to throw a good strike here and get the Nuggets up to bat. They're down 10 runs in this massive third inning. Morgan steps off. Got to stay alive, though, if you're the Nuggets. Can't let this lead get you down. You can chip away slowly. We've seen this team score a lot of runs before. That one's going to stay fair. Stone will score, and they're going to have Luke Lucido score as well. An RBI double, 2 RBI double from Zach Mandera. Cody Johnson. Last time this inning, he really knocked the ball around, a 2 RBI triple, and then came around to score. Definitely a guy who can swing it. That one, ground ball to third. It's going to get under the glove of Trey Froge. An error is going to score Zach Mandera. Make it 13-0. That's Trey's second error in this inning. Now Jake Leshner going to get a shot. Leshner walked his last time and then came around to score on a pass ball. 0-2 the count now to Leshner. Runner on first base is going to be Cody Johnson. Here's the pitch from Morgan. That one is going to be in the dirt. He's going to say he did not go. Good block by Robbins. 1-2. Nate Morgan comes set, and here is the 1-2 pitch. That one low as well. Nate Morgan can't lose this guy. That one finally gets him. Nate Morgan strikes out Jake Leshner, as this inning is finally over. 9 runs come across to score. As we're going to head to the top of the 4th inning, you're watching GP Nuggets TV on GrantsPassNuggets.com. Welcome back to GP Nuggets TV on GrantsPassNuggets.com. Roseburg totals thus far, 13 runs on 16 hits, 4 runners left on base, no errors. Jay Stoffel is going to be facing Vinny Savolta here, 3-0 the count. Savolta flew out to center his last time. He's going to get the fourth started with the leadoff walk. Can't ask for anything more if you're the Nuggets right now. They need base runners and they need them bad. Tyler Run is shot now. He's 0 for 1, a ground out thus far. That one catches the zone. Tyler Run, the center fielder. He started game 1 yesterday, pitched 6 2/3 inning, almost got the complete game, but couldn't quite finish it out in the Nuggets' 15-8 win. Hoping to chip away at this lead. Now on a ground ball out to shortstop. That's Johnson over to Luther and then on to first. Jonathan Stone completes the 6-4-3 double play. And that just about kills any rally that the Nuggets thought they would have. Now Trey Froge. He struck out back in the second inning. Trey committed 2 errors in that big bottom of the third. Now one up high. Nuggets thus far just 1 hit. And that base hit coming off of Bennett Rogers in the top of the third. They desperately need to get something going. Only 3 base runners in total so far. 2 coming off of walks and then 1 again, that Bennett Rogers base hit. 3-1 the count now to Trey Froge. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Trey will take a walk. Nate Morgan, designated hitter, also pitching at least right now for the Nuggets. He flied out to Jet Black in right field his last time. And if he can get on base, Nuggets might have a chance for a run here. But Nate Morgan can drive the ball himself. He had a solo home run in the game last night, right before Colton Fisher did one himself. Had a good, solid day at the plate yesterday. Total 6 RBIs. No one down in the dirt. Again, this is the first one of 2 here on GPNuggets.com. Catch the second one right after this. That one doesn't make it to the plate, and Trey Froge is going to make it over to second. After the wild pitch from Stoffel, 2-1 the count. Nate Morgan now has a chance to hopefully push this first run across with 2 outs in the top of the first. Or top of the 4th, sorry. That one ground ball up the middle. Takes a weird hop off the grass. But Luther comes up with it, and Nate Morgan able to beat out the back end. Great job running, as he's going to beat out the infield single. That'll move Trey Froge over to third, and now stepping into play, Josh Robbins, a big power hitter out of Medford. That one low, good block behind the plate by Leschner. Keeping it in front of him is that runner at third. In the grand scheme of things, doesn't mean much, but the Nuggets can take anything they'll get and they'll run with it. They're a very good rally team. That one catches the zone. Jay Stoffel comes set. There's the 1-1. That one low as well. Leschner doing a good job behind the plate, keeping a lot of these pitches in front of him. On a fly ball into right, Jet Black going to range it down and make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. One hit, 2 runners left on for the Nuggets in the top of the fourth. No runs get across. And now the Docs get a chance to expand upon this lead. Stay tuned. You're watching GP Nuggets TV live on GrantsPassNuggets.com. Today's game is sponsored in part by Fields Ace Hardware Home Center and the Fields family, your hometown hardware store is Fields, where you drive a little and save a lot. Open 7 days a week in Murphy. The bottom of the fourth as we get set to see the Roseburg Docs get their shot at the plate. Jacob Luther is going to lead us off in the fourth. Line drive immediately caught by the third baseman, Froge. Jet Black gets a chance here. He's 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out thus far. Totals for Grants Pass through 4. No runs, 2 hits, 3 runners left on. 2 errors. That one low from Morgan. Nate Morgan thus far giving up 2 hits, giving up a couple runs as well. The third inning, though, from Roseburg Docs was just a monster inning. Scored 10 runs total and really busted this one wide open. That's why you see the 13-0 score there on the bottom. So after the Jet Black walk, we're going to see Garrett Russell, the leadoff hitter. Last time around, he walked and came around to score. That one ends up behind him, and so far, only guy in this Roseburg lineup not to come around and score so far is Jet Black, and right now he's on base with one out, so that could very well change within the next couple of hitters. Now on ground ball, Kissel comes up with it. On to Bassendorf to first. Colton Fisher can't make the play on the back end. So Russell is going to beat it out. It'll go down as a fielder's choice. Doran Gillespie now. He's come around to score twice. He's 1 for 1. Got a base hit and walked thus far. Sorry, 1 for 2. He struck out as well. And that one, base hit in the center field. Run is going to field it with his bare hand. So a base hit there for Doran Gillespie. That'll move Russell up to second. In comes Jonathan Stone, the first baseman. He's had a day as well. He's doubled and walked and reached on an error so far. Runners at first and second here with 2 outs in the top or bottom of the 4th inning. That one gets across the zone, 0-1 to Jonathan Stone. Nate Morgan comes set, checks his runners. Eyeing down Garrett Russell, but here's the pitch. That one popped up. It's going to end up foul in the Nuggets bullpen. The wind's really starting to pick up out here. A nice cool breeze. It's going to counteract the 80-degree weather. That one popped up. See if that one stays into fair territory. Colton Fisher goes diving, and he doesn't come up with it. That was a close play. Colton Fisher sells out for that one. Still 0-2. Jonathan Stone was the first guy to hit twice in the 3rd inning. Again, that was the one that really blew this one wide open. Here's this one from Nate Morgan. That one, a breaking ball, ends up down in the zone. 1-2. Runner at second base is going to be Garrett Russell. At first is Doran Gillespie. That one, ground ball, will end up foul. Jonathan Stone giving Morgan a really good fight out there after that 0-2 count. Still 1-2. Jonathan Stone, the big, tall first baseman. Again, he's had a really great day thus far, as had most of the Roseburg lineup. That one foul as well into the dugout. About the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Jonathan Stone really putting up a fight. Finally swung on and missed. That one's in the dirt, but it counts anyway. Nate Morgan will strike out Jonathan Stone for the 3rd and final out in this inning. One base hit, 2 runners left. No one gets across for Roseburg as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Grants Pass going to try to get back into this one. You're watching GP Nuggets TV on GrantsPassNuggets.com. This broadcast is presented in part by Bimart, who delivers value every day with weekly ads, owner's choice pricing, cyber deals, and Lucky Number Tuesday. Get ready for your season for less with Bimart. Get set for the top of the 5th inning. This is the last chance for the Grants Pass Nuggets to score 4 runs or be sent packing with the mercy rule. Again, sent packing just a term of expression. We do have another game to play here in Roseburg. This is a doubleheader this afternoon. Colton Fisher going to get it started for the Nuggets. Had 1 at-bat so far. He struck out in his only at-bat. (2-0) so far to Fisher. He swings on that one at the letters. Might have been a bit high, but 2-1. Jay Stoffel's pitched very well. Only 2 hits given up to this point in the 5th. Fisher with a hard hit line drive, and going to bounce off the glove of Mandera. Colton Fisher's going to beat it out on the back end. Took a little bit of an awkward bounce, but that's what happens when you have a normal grass infield, not like this turf infield that Grants Pass and Hidden Valley players have been playing on all season long. Bennett Rogers, number 9 hitter in this lineup, playing right field. He's got one of the 2 base hits, or 3 base hits now, that the Nuggets have gotten this afternoon. So now Nick Bassendorf is going to get a chance. Runners in scoring position, Colton Fisher at second, Bennett Rogers on first. No outs in the top of the 5th inning. Again, the Nuggets need 4 to stay in this one. Otherwise, they get the mercy 10-run rule. Bassendorf's first pitch is going to be hit out by the Snack Shack. You see a decent-sized crowd sitting behind there at home plate. There's a couple more people scattered around by the foul lines, but decent crowd here in Roseburg tonight. Even with the Beavers playing their elimination game out in Omaha. Count 0-2 to Bassendorf. Again, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. That one out into center field. Russell gets under that one. Makes the catch easily for the first down in the inning. Runners stay put. Now we're going to get to see Cade Kissel get his swings. Cade Kissel 0 for 2 thus far. Hoping to put a ball in play. Hopefully a base hit and score. Colton Fisher sitting out there at second. Backs against the wall for the Nuggets. Good cut by Kissel, but it's bounced foul. He's on a bit of a cold stretch offensively. Again, went 0 for about 7 yesterday. And is now 0 for 2 today. Pitch high to Kissel. He has gotten on base in that stretch, but only on a walk. That was last night. Stoffel comes set, and here's this pitch. That one grounder foul into the fence in front of us. So now the runners take their lead. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. That one high. Kissel evens up the count at 2 with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Again, that's Colton Fisher at second and Bennett Rogers at first. On deck for the Nuggets is going to be Vinny Savolta. Kissel swings at one at his eyes and strikes out for the second out of the inning. So now Vinny Savolta gets a shot here. He did walk earlier, and besides that, he flew out. Good hitter, though, third hitter in this lineup. Get a base knock here and maybe keep the Nuggets alive. Now on a fly ball is going to be out into left field. Gillespie tracking it down, going to be off the wall. Colton Fisher is going to come around to score, and they're going to wave around Bennett Rogers. He's going to score as well. Play at the plate. He's going to slide in safely as Leshner drops the ball. Nice RBI double by Vinny Savolta, keeps the Nuggets' hope alive. Now your score 13-2, Roseburg leads. Nuggets need two more to stay in this one. One of those runs is Vinny Savolta standing out at second base. The other one is standing at the plate, Ty Rund. He's a guy who can definitely do some damage. He's grounded out twice thus far, but got to put that all behind you now. You really need to get on base here. On a breaking ball, doesn't find the zone from Jay Stoffel. Now on a fly ball out into left center. Gillespie's going to get under it and make the catch to end the game. Roseburg Doc Stewarts take one of this two-game set. 13-2, your final score. Jay Stoffel's going to be the winning pitcher for the Roseburg Doc Stewarts. He pitched all innings, gave up 4 hits, walked a few, walked 3 guys, struck out 3, threw 1 wild pitch in the win from Roseburg. Cade King's going to be hung with the lost pitch, 2 innings, gave up 7 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, only 2 strikeouts and 3 walks from him. We're going to get set for our second game here in Roseburg. We're going to step aside and get ready for our second game. Thanks for sticking with us. You're watching. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back on GP Nuggets TV on GrantsPassNuggets.com.
The integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com. At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's paint. That's why you save 10 cents a gallon when you purchase a car wash. As rain falls, it collects pollutants and contaminants from the air. You want to do anything you can to protect your investments. At My Circle K, you can protect your paint and save at the pump. Now with every car wash purchase, you'll save 10 cents a gallon at the pumps. Find them, follow them, kick back with them. MyCircleK.com. At My Circle K, we believe in keeping the integrity of your vehicle's.
Welcome back to Roseburg, Oregon. Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium, where tonight the Roseburg Doc Stewarts have defeated Grants Pass in a big way. 13-2 the final. Game 1 of this twin bill. Roseburg snaps its 2-game losing streak, losing both those last night in Grants Pass, but they get even in a big way today as they pound Grants Pass early and often. And so Grants Pass will go now in the league standings to 2-1, and Roseburg will go to 1-2. Grants Pass overall will be 12-5, and Roseburg will go to 9-6 overall. But again, the key for Grants Pass is to leave town with at least one win. So now with their backs against the wall, they need to rebound and come back with a win in Game 2 tonight, as they'll head to Reno on Friday for a tournament in Reno. We'll talk more about that. Beaver fans, Arkansas leading the Beavers in the top of the sixth, 3-2. Razorbacks over the Beavers in a must-win game, Game 2, the NCAA College Baseball World Series Championship Final Series, best of 3. There you see our score here in Roseburg, 13-2 the final. And the totals on the night unofficially, Roseburg 13 runs on 16 hits. They had 4 errors and left nobody on base. Grants Pass mustered 2 runs in the final frame, the 5th inning, and are closed out by the 10-run mercy rule. Totals for GP, 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors, and they leave 2 on. Jay Stoffel the win, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and a 3-hitter or 4-hitter on the night for Stoffel in the win. Grants Pass's bats pretty much silent, a lot of fly ball outs, and a couple of double play balls they hit into as well, and Roseburg wins it in a big way. A 10-run 3rd inning for Doc Stewart's. That'll do it for us in our opening broadcast. We'll come back after a 20-minute intermission, bring you the nightcap on a beautiful night. 80 degrees, overcast, a slight breeze about 8 miles an hour, and a beautiful night for baseball, but it hasn't been beautiful for Grants Pass, who got a wake-up call from Roseburg. Doc Stewart's got back late last night. That didn't leave a good taste in their mouth to get swept, and so they come back and avenge the sweep from last night. Final again, 13-2. Stay tuned. Game 2 will come your way. Appreciate you watching the Bi-Mart Game of the Week. You're watching Grants Pass Nuggets American Legion Baseball. GP Nuggets TV online at grantspassnuggets.com. For Josh Eldridge, I'm Jay Reese. Tune back in 20 minutes for the nightcap from Legion Field, Bill Gray Stadium in Roseburg, Oregon.